Energy and Commerce Committee Chairman Fred Upton is with us. As I understand it, this is his first exclusive interview since the hearing where he grilled Kathleen Sebelius on the failure of the Obamacare rollout. Congressman Upton, welcome.
Still Fred. Good morning, my man. How are you?
Congressman Upton, welcome.
You know better.
Over the weekend, the administration has been pouring it out there. It is the insurance companies. They're to blame for these cancellations. You're not buying it?
No. Let's let individuals have a choice. We're hearing from lots of people in all of our districts. I heard even over the last week that a couple of states had maybe even canceled all individual policies. But people are standing up everywhere, and they're saying, hey, I'm getting the cancellation notice. I'm finding the replacement is maybe as high as 400%. And the deductible is rising, too. I thought if you liked your health plan, you could keep it. So I introduced legislation last week. We have more than 100 co-sponsors.
This is in the House.
In the House. It says if you had an individual policy as of the 1st of this year, 2013, that will cover you for not having to file under the exchange or something else. That qualifies you to in essence, keep your health insurance for a year.
You've got a bill, and it says you can't cancel this policy.
Well, it doesn't say you can't cancel it, but it says you can keep it.
You can keep it.
That it qualifies you, because remember, most of the, insurance is run by the states, right? So the point was made when Secretary Sebelius was with us last week. She was the insurance commissioner for the state of Kansas. One of my colleagues asked her, he said, did you think that the insurance policies that you oversaw when you were a commissioner didn't meet the test that folks ought to have? And so anyways.
So you want to make the president keep his promise?
That's what we're trying to do.
If you've got a policy and you like it, you
force him to keep his promise.
Now, have you got any Democrats to go along with it? You've got Republicans in the House.
We have 100-some Republican co-sponsors already. I'm working with our leadership to see if we can't get this bill up on the House floor for debate and a vote really within the next 2 weeks or so. We'll see.
If you can get a vote on the floor of the House, you will get some Democrat support, you think?
Absolutely. I'm convinced we'll get a fair amount of Democratic support and really put pressure on in the Senate.
Yeah, because then it will go to the Senate, and then Senator Reid has to decide whether he puts it to the Senate for a vote.
Well, that's right.
And he doesn't want to, does he?
Well, I don't know, but I know that he's also getting a lot of pressure from a number of Senate Democrats saying, hey, we got to have something like this. I know that I think I saw last week that there were at least 9 Senate Democrats that were saying they were up in arms, particularly in regard to the cancellation of these individual policies.
I've seen some commentary that says, we don't want a delay. We want, this is from the Republican side, we want to let this thing collapse. I mean, it is in a state of collapse as we speak. Why are you bailing them out by proposing a delay?
You know what? This is a life and death issue for lots of people. The story that you talked a little bit about, the woman with a gallbladder trying to keep her doctor, people want relief. They're seeing a huge problem with the rollout. They're not able to get online. We're trying, Dave Camp, chairman of Ways and Means, myself, Darrell Issa, we're all trying to find out how many people were signing up. You know, they wanted 7 million people to be signed up by March. That's 250,000 folks a week.
You think they're going to get
I don't think that they're going to get 250,000 in about 2 months the way things are going.
Well, if they don't, then there has to be a delay, doesn't it?
I mean, I would like to think that, it's not ready for prime time. That was our whole point. We had about 8 or 10 hearings over the last 8 or 9 months. The administration assured us at every turn. They looked us in the eye. They said, we're ready. October 1st can't come too soon. We are ready to roll this thing out. And lo and behold, October 1st came, and now we are in almost really, let's face it, mid-November, and it's still down. It's still down today, right?
I'm looking at the headline, front page New York Times. Millions eligible for free policies under the CARE Act. That's on top of people who are applying and getting Medicaid. It seems to me that the cost to the government is rising all the time. That means tax increases will be demanded some way down the road.
Well, I don't. We'll be working against that. But the bottom line is this: the president said you could keep your own doctor. The president said even as late as September, if you like what you're getting for your health care, you don't have to do anything because you can just keep it. Well, that's not the case for millions of Americans who are getting these cancellation notices.
Do you think that you can put the Republicans back into a positive light if you can get a delay and let people keep the policies that they've got and like?
I think we'd be looked at as a savior to lots of folks
that would be a turnaround.
In America, particularly the middle class, who are really getting stuck more than anybody else, really the most vulnerable, hard-working people, and they're finding that their policy that they liked, that they were content with, fit their own health profile, all of a sudden they're gone because of some little change, and they're left high and dry.
Do you think you can turn it around?
We'll try.
It would be quite a turn. It would be a PR turnaround of historic proportions.
Yeah, that's right. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think if we're able to move our bill and in fact get Democrat support, it'll be bipartisan and put a lot of pressure over there on the Senate to do the same thing, and maybe get a confession from the White House saying, despite what we told you, it's really not ready, and we got to delay this thing for a while.
I want to just get into that story which we promised our viewers about this lady. And the story is told in the Wall Street Journal today. Let me bring it to you. It's a very sad story. It's in the Journal. Congressman Upton just mentioned it. The piece was written by a woman who has stage 4 gallbladder cancer. And I'm quoting directly now. For almost 7 years, I fought and survived stage 4 gallbladder cancer with a 5-year survival rate of less than 2% after diagnosis. I'm a determined fighter. I'm extremely lucky, but this luck may have just run out. My affordable, life-saving medical insurance policy has been cancelled effective December 31st. That's right. She will not be able to keep the doctor she liked and the ones who saved her life. And that's contrary to the president's promises. This is what you're talking about, isn't it, Congressman?
And this is just one story out of a ton of stories that are out there. I was back in my district in Michigan this last week, and at a number of different audiences, I asked for a show of hands how many people have gotten a cancellation, had their insurance canceled. Hands are up. They would tell me the story, and they're not happy. A lot of not happy campers about this rollout.
Fox News is reporting this morning that 3.7 million cancellation notices have gone out so far. That's just so far.
Yeah, it could double or triple.
Okay, Congressman Upton, I can't call you Fred.
No, it is. That's what it is.
I know that's your name. I can't do that. Okay. Congressman Upton, what a pleasure it is to have you with us, sir. Chairman, thank you very much.
Thank you, my man.
Please come and see us again, sir.
I will.
Thank you. Liz, will you comment on this dreadful story of the lady with cancer?
There are cancer patients losing their doctors. There are cancer patients not being able to keep the insurance that they wanted. This woman is saying that the insurer is pulling out of the state of California, possibly due to high regulatory interference into the individual insurance market in California. We're going into the holiday season right now, where middle-class families will be sitting around the dinner table and now talking about the health care problems that they are now facing. That is such bad news for the administration and across the board. Now, not just that you can't keep your doctor, you can't get the right... The argument was we should be able to get insurance across state lines. Now you can't even get a doctor across county lines within your own state. Now, that is a huge problem.
Congressman Upton, are you going to put her on the stand? I mean, you bring in people like this and have a hit?
Well, we've heard it. You know, any of my colleagues that are going home, and we all are, and we're hearing that at every service club speech, I mean, town hall meeting, teletown meetings, which I do. I had a woman on a call 2 weeks ago, and she said, I'm a Democrat, and I've been trying to sign up for this thing, and I cannot get on. And, you know, for the hearing that we had with Secretary Sebelius, it was down. When we started, it was down when it was over. It was a 3.5 hearing. It was down the day before. It was down over the weekend. I mean, it's not ready.
All right, we hear it. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Check the big board. Where are we? We've lost much of the gain. We were up 40, 50 points early in the day. Now we're up just 12. Now, here we go again. Dare we cue the organ music? Yeah, we did it.